Hey, how are ya? Welcome back to Magical Fighter Introduction Bullshit. I have some more characters for you. I'm trying to get out all of the character introduction stuff so I can kind of make more storytelling-driven videos, if that makes sense. So this video is going to be a little more laid back than the other one, just because there are less characters in this one. And two, there's not as much info for you to take in. So, without further ado, here they are. Starting us off is Tia. Tia is 22 and uses she/they pronouns. Tia is smart and she knows it. She has a very snooty, attitude, but in like a weirdly nice way. I imagine she's got the vibe of like, well, yeah, I'm better than you in everything that both of us do, but I can help you be better. Very brutally honest. Tia is a really hard character to explain because she's been revised so many times, but I think I can do it. Remember in the last video when I talked about how Cassandra had a partner that they worked with before getting with the big team? Yeah, that's Tia. Surprise! And they had one other person on the team, but I'll get to that in a second. They decided to work together because they actually live in the same house. They've all lived together since they were really young and got really close. Like sisters, but not really related. But once Cass realized what she wanted with her magical girl life, she moved on and Tia kind of resented her for it in a way. Tia became kind of cold and bitter, and that's where she got her kind of snooty attitude of like, I'm better than you. Kind of like Chloe from Miraculous Energy, but also like not kind of like a healthy middle. I feel like there's a character like that, but I'm not that I can think of. She doesn't like acting this way, but she can't really help it. She's a very emotional person. So she just kind of lets that out whenever she can. She can't really tell social cues. Tia and Cass became magical girls around the same time because Cassandra was a magical girl before Tia, and Tia was like, I want to do that, so she took up the opportunity. Tia is out of school, never went to college because she was sick of school and had so much to worry about in her home life and all of that she just dropped it immediately right after graduating high school. She has too much on her hands to worry about herself and her learning, which is sad, but it's the truth, because she wants to go to college. Just because she's sick of school doesn't mean she doesn't want to pursue more, but she has so much going on in her life that she can't grasp that opportunity. Does that make sense? Tia's home life is for a different video. It may not ever be discussed until this is made into something. I'm hoping a TV show. Take of that what you will. Tia is not someone who very easily understands other people's emotions. If someone shows a slight bit of aggression towards her, she will automatically assume that they are mad at her, and she will become cold and hostile towards them as a response, as like a retaliation. She thinks she can read emotions, but she's wrong every time. And as I stated before, she's a very emotional person, so she will kind of close off or resent the person, if that makes sense. Anyways, on to her design. Tia's design has been revised so many times. Here are the different variations of her design. I found as many as I could, but just know there's more than this. She was revised many times. I am so indecisive about characters and what they look like. She went from like random stuff that I found on Pinterest to like a bimbo pop star type thing. I wanted that kind of vibe from her, but then I scrapped the entire idea and went for a night theme instead. And I think I like it. I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, oh, I'm really worried about the knights looking different from the other magical girls. And then I really thought about it, and I think I actually like it this way because it kind of separates from the other teams, and she's her own little team. On her entire outfit, you can see are moons, and I put moons there because I feel like she would want to oppose or mock the main Mystic team because she resents them so much for having Cassandra. I gave her stars at first, but it felt really weird, so I scrapped the entire thing, took the stars off, changed the whole design. Yeah. Here is Tia. Next up is Skyler. Skyler is Tia's twin brother and is the younger of the two by 2 minutes. Sky is a trans man and uses he, him pronouns. Skyler is a very shy dude. He doesn't talk to people, and people don't talk to him. But there's a reason for this. Skyler is actually deaf. He started losing his hearing around the age of 17 or 18, so pretty late into his life. And no matter what his family did, they couldn't stop it. They went to so many doctors, and all of them told them the same thing. There's nothing we can do. So Sky had to adapt to this new thing in his life. He learned sign language all on his own. Tia and his mom learned sign language so they could communicate with him. And Tia is very adamant about how other people treat her brother because of his disability. And she's not happy about it at all. Very, very not okay with how people treat him. She sees when people stare, and she can and will throw hands with them. But Skyler is a very reserved person, so he will, pull back. You know, people will try to talk to him, and he will just run. There's nothing. He doesn't really like being a bother, and he doesn't like getting in the way of people. So most of the time, he doesn't tell other people the way he's feeling because he feels that he is a lower person because of his disability. He has so much to say, but he can't express it. He goes to Tia for the things he wants to say because he knows that she is one of the few people who can understand him. And he isn't one to try and speak up or sign up for himself because he just isn't that kind of person. He prefers that the other person, if he's talking to someone and they have an issue, but he also has an issue, he prefers to let the other person resolve their issue, even if it means his issue isn't resolved. That's just the way he is. Sky does enjoy a lot of things, though. He loves reading because he feels like it's one of the few things his brain can digest, and, he doesn't need any audio for it. He can just read and sit in silence. He always sits in silence. I'm sorry, that was not okay. Him and Darcy share a love for manga and all things books, so sometimes they meet together and read. I was looking back on some of his old design and personality details from when I first started this story, and noticed how little Skyler has changed personality-wise, and how much he's changed design-wise. Skyler went from being Tia's 14-year-old little brother to being her twin. I think my first narrative was that Tia took all of the spotlight from Skyler. Skyler wasn't deaf in the first draft, but Tia took the spotlight from Skyler, and Skyler was jealous of Tia, but instead I wanted to make their relationship okay. I wanted them to have a good sibling relationship because of their home life, which I'm not going to get into. But I like it better now that they have a good relationship. I don't know, I just like it better. His design before was a lot more feminine because I thought that it could be a representation of his, dysphoria and that feeling of, I know I look masculine, but there's essence of me still being a girl. But I'm glad I went with what I did instead, just because I like this idea better. I have few notes for him. He's always been timid, in everything. Even in his first draft, always been timid, never wanted to speak up for himself. As for design, I also don't have a lot of notes for his design, sadly, but he has the exact same colors as Tia because I wanted them to have that matching sibling kind of dynamic, and I feel like the two of them next to each other it just looks really nice. When I was designing him, I wanted to originally keep his civilian hair, and I was like, no, I can't do that. It's against the rules. So instead, I was looking for some references, and I found a picture of, this is so embarrassing, but I found a picture of Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, specifically season 4, because I liked his hair being pulled up. So I stole that. Now I want to talk about both of them a little bit, Tia and Skyler were never really close when they were younger, but the moment Sky lost his hearing, Tia turned her whole world and mood around. She did everything she could to help him however she could. Sky tried as hard as he could to be independent during this time of losing his hearing, but Tia would not take any of that. Again, Tia is a very emotional person, so when people are being mean to Skyler about his disability, she's not just gonna sit by and take that. Like, even if Skyler can't hear the bad things that people say about him, he knows that there are bad things being said about him, and Tia's not okay with that. So she's got that big sister energy where she's gonna fight for him. Yeah. Now, I was planning on ending the video right there, but I feel like you guys deserve a little bit more than that. So, let me introduce one of the antagonists of Mystic. This is Comet. Comet is 24, uses she, her pronouns, and is blind. Comet is much like Sky in the sense of she didn't get her disability at birth. She did get it really early in her life, though. Comet went blind when she was 7 years old. So, fairly early. She's also pretty timid and not very confident in not only her personality, but also her body, because she can't ever truly see what it looks like. So for her, it's better for people to not even get any ideas for what it looks like. So that's why she wears baggy clothes, so she can let the other people be blind to what she looks like. See what I did? I feel so smart. Please acknowledge that I did that. So yeah, that's why she only wears baggy clothes, so that people don't have to see it, because she doesn't even know what it looks like. She's a lot like Darcy in the way that she doesn't talk if she doesn't need to. If she doesn't feel the need to add anything to a conversation, she won't, and that's that. Like, she's okay with that. She just doesn't want to talk to people. She's also a very anxious person, afraid of literally everything. Corona from Soul Eater energy. Definitely the I don't know how to handle it. She also doesn't have a lot of friends for the reason that she's blind, and she pushes people away very easily, not because she wants to, but because she automatically assumes that they won't want to deal with her. Very unhealthy mindset, poor girl. So, poor Comet is on a solo team when it comes to literally everything, including magical girl stuff. So when an unnamed villain comes up to her promising power and lots of friends and fame, how could the poor girl say no? Comet isn't really evil in her personality, per se. She's just on the side of the bad guys because she was promised good things from it. She doesn't know she's bad. She's just trying to do what's right. I am actually going to talk about Comet's powers a little bit. Comet has a weapon, but instead of using it and risking hitting her teammates, she uses her other power that was given to her to fight. The power she was given was that her senses are heightened more than the average person. People who fight in this society who have these magical girl powers and they have a disability, some of their senses, depending on what their disability is, will be heightened. Like Skyler's sight is enhanced, so he can see miles away. It's cool. So yeah, her senses are heightened more than the average person. So like she can lean down and feel the vibrations in the ground for like miles down. So she can know when an enemy's coming. She can feel it through her feet. I didn't draw her weapon here because she never uses it. So I thought I'd keep it a secret for now, for story's sake. Comet's design is really interesting because it's been changed so many times. Specifically her hair. It went from really short and long bangs to cover her eyes. And I didn't like that, so I changed it. Actually, you can see me still have trouble with both her hair and her skin tone in the speed paint. Like, I went from it being black to blonde, like to brown to black to blonde, to back to brown again, because I can't make a decision. Her first magical girl design was actually garbage. It's really bad. There's no flair. There's nothing to it that makes it interesting. I based it off of Ty Lee from Avatar, but I didn't give it any magical girl spunk. I just kind of threw it, and I was like, no, it's just fun colors. You gotta give it something. So yeah, it went from boring to this random thing to whatever is happening here. Sparkles stuff. Bleh. I put a lot of sheer things on her magical girl outfit to kind of symbolize that there's more to her than just her being blind, that there's more that other people can see. And since she doesn't know what her outfit looks like, she doesn't know that other people see. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, here's Comet. Wow, look at the newbies. Look at them with your eyes. Here they are. Ah, look at them. This video was very impulsive, for lack of a better word, but I hope you all enjoyed. I think now I've introduced most of the main characters, which is awesome. I'm going to keep doing Mystic videos in hopes of getting it somewhere, and I hope you all are okay with that. I just really want to quickly say thank you. The last Mystic video did really well, and I was very shocked by the all the love that it was given, and I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you all will stick around to see where this story goes. But anyways, I love you all. Drink some water, get some rest, go do something fun, breathe the air outside. If it's cold and you're sick, stay inside. Take care of yourselves is what I'm trying to say. All right, thanks for watching. I love you. Bye!